Okay, welcome to session A for my PPro Summer 2022 workshop. Here we're going to start the project, and I want to mention that it's very important once you download all of your footage that you really look at your footage size. So you'll see in the screenshot here where it says copy files before you begin, I've added on my file details, and you can see the width and the height of the various frames for the videos that I have. And most of the videos are 1920 by 1080. That's what we call 1080p. That's full HD. So I'm going to set up my project to be a 1080p project. Now, if most of your footage was 720p, like this one piece I have of flowers, then you're not going to want to go 1080p or you're going to be stretching a majority of your footage. All right, so let's hop to it. I'm going to go down here and hop into PPro. Now for this session, I'm using 2021 and it's like 15, I think is the version. So if you have a newer version, you may have some additional features. If you're in CC, for the most part, you should match along. Although I did try to use some of the newer things. So, you know, if you're in an absolutely old version, there could be a lot of differences like CS6. All right, so from here, you're going to have the welcome screen. We're going to click on New Project. And again, we made sure we copied all of our files and everything is ready to roll. I'm going to name this project PSA because we're making a little public service announcement. And then I'm going to click here where it says location and browse. And we're going to browse to that folder where we put our files. So in my videos, PPro Summer Workshop, I'm going to put it in here. Now remember, all of my assets are also in here in a subfolder. So I'm just going to make a note that that's where those are. But I'm going to put this in my workshop folder. Okay, we can leave everything else here the same. We're going to press OK. And now we have created a document, a project file as they call it. We are going to start in the assembly workspace. Remember, your workspace switcher is at the top of the screen. You're going to click on assembly. What that does is it puts the project window or project panel at the left. The project panel is where we're going to put all of our media. Notice it says the word import media to start. On the right hand side, you'll see your program monitor and your tools in the middle, and then your timeline on the right. And then way over here on the right, kind of behind me, is the audio meter, which we'll look at later on. But we're going to first just import our files in here. So we're going to either go to File or Import, or you could just double click in there, either way. And then here we are. I'm going to go to Videos, and I'm going to go to my folder, and then there's that Breathe Summer 22 folder, and here are all the files. You can control click individual files, although I like to just draw a box. I'm going to click down here in the white space and just draw a box that grabs everything and put that in there. And hit open, and then now all of these are going to come in. You'll see little thumbnails showing you all of your files. And by the way, right now they're all clicked on. So if I were to drag them all over here, they would literally all go over here. See that? Now they're just like all randomly in there. Not what I want to do. Gonna press Control Z to undo that, but I just wanted you to see that everything is selected when you bring them in initially. Okay, so as we're working, we want to always start and make sure that we don't have everything selected. Notice when I drug all those in there, it automatically named and made a thing called birds. Okay, I don't want that. I'm going to close out of that, and if you look, now in my project window, I have a thing called birds. That's a sequence. That's what that icon is. And the timeline is a sequence. So if you drag stuff in there, you're going to just randomly create a sequence. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to delete this birds thing out of here. I'm just pressing delete on my keyboard. And I want to create my own sequence so that I can give that sequence the specific settings, that 1080p that I want. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to File, New, Sequence to set up that first sequence. Then we have to come into the presets and we have to choose what preset that we need. The one I'm going to have you to choose is under this AVCHD, 1080p, and then 1080p 24. 24 is the frames per second. If you ever go to YouTube and look it up, that's the standard format for YouTube, 1080p and 24 for YouTube HD. So I'm going to do that. Down at the bottom here, let's go ahead and name the sequence, like you know the thing that was called birds a minute ago. And we're going to name it PSA-timeline because that's going to be our timeline for our project. And if we name it that, it'll be easy to understand. So let's press OK. Now notice in your project window you have a thing called PSA timeline with a little blue icon indicating it's a sequence. And then on the right we have our actual timeline. That timeline has 3 video lines. See the V1, V2, V3. And it has, looks like 6 audio lines. I don't know why we have so many audio lines, but I have a bunch of audio lines over here. So if we need more of those, we call those tracks. If we need more track lines, we can always add those later on. It's up here under sequence and add tracks, or we can delete tracks as well from that sequence menu. All right, this takes care of session A, page 4. Let's go ahead and hit that save button and then get ready for the next session.